An interview question someone brought here. Tell us when you have differentiate your own personal way of doing things in accordance to the care plan and it came out to be same result. The interviewer wants you to tell them how you have used a different approach, a different way, unique way to do something, and in the end you still arrive at a very good result without going against the already established care plan of that resident. You know, they have a certain way they do something for this person, but after some time it is now becoming a norm, it's now becoming boring. Now you use the different approach, your own approach, you know, you use a different way to do it, you still arrive at a very good and more effective response, but answer, without going against the already established care plan. They want you to tell them. So this question, when they ask you, it can be confusing. No, let me read it again. Tell us when you have differentiate your personal way of doing things in accordance to the care plan and they came out to be the same result. If you don't consume this question properly, you might not get the answer. So anytime you hear this question, what they want you to tell them is how you have used a different approach or a different way, strategy of doing something. You know what your normal routine, but you use a different strategy to do it, to make it more fun, to make it more engaging, to bring more positive results. That is what they want you to tell them. That's what they want to hear. So this is a story-based telling question and answer interview. You cannot just answer this type of question with one sentence. No, you have to keep explaining. You have to tell them what you have done. You have to tell them what you notice, because you need to find out something. You need to identify a problem before you could be able to proffer solution or re-strategize. So there are 3 ways to answer this type of question. I have here with me, describe the situation. Always there must be a situation. There's already existing practice. That is the situation, already existing practice. Describe that circumstances. You know, you have been doing this for a while and this is what you have noticed, this is what you have faced, all this while you are doing this. The second one, you discuss your personal approach. You know, since you have been doing this way and you find out this or that thing, you know, this is the personal you find out, and this was how I went about it. Now the third one, you share the positive outcome, because there's no benefit of telling them you found a problem and nothing is done. No, you have to find out a problem. You have to tell them your personal approach to that, the way you re-strategize, because you have been doing it. Remember the question, when you have differentiate your personal way of doing things, but still in accordance to the care plan, and it came out to the same result. So let's get into the story. Now, this is the story I'm bringing. In my previous place of work as a caregiver or as a carer, I'm responsible for assisting a resident that have a very poor mobility in their daily activities, their daily exercise. You know, every day they are meant, after breakfast, that resident I care for is meant to walk with a Zimmer frame from the dining to the TV room and walk back from the TV room to the dining. Okay, so I used to help her to do this every morning after breakfast, after lunch, before she go to bed. And after some time I found out she's becoming so bored about the whole thing. The whole thing is boring. She's tired of the whole walking up and down. And yeah, I came up with something. Instead of I'm going to the next step. This thing I've explained now, you've told them your duty, you know, always assisting the resident to walk around because they've got poor mobility. They do this thing all the time, but after some time they are bored, they are tired. Why would you be moving me around? You know, sometimes they won't even like to walk, they won't even like to stand up. So what I do is that I re-strategized. So what I did was, you're now telling them a different approach you used for that situation, because it's now a situation. They no longer want to do it. Do you understand? They no longer want to do this. So what I did was, instead of taking them up to go to the dining, or from dining to the TV room, I introduced a dancing activity, something, how did I put it? A dance-like activity. I introduced a dance-like activity where, because I've known the type of music they like, it is stated in their care plan. They like this music called Kia Sarah Sarah. The way I'm talking with you, we are in the interview room. This is what I'm telling my interviewer. I'm answering the question. So don't you think that I'm just saying a different thing outside. No, this is interview. This is the answer that I'm giving you. So I introduced a dance-like activity, and we all dance Kia Sarah Sarah, So anytime we dance Kia Sarah Sarah, she will be very happy. We're seeing other residents, because other residents will have to join us. All of us will be singing. I will be dancing with them, making body movement. From there, I will make her to stand up, and we'll be doing it, dancing and singing. All of us will be moving from the dining room to the TV room. Sometimes we don't even get to the TV room. We'll just get maybe to the corridor, and all of us will dance. We started doing this, and I found out she likes it. The more we dance, the more she makes a move. Now I have told her my different approach I put in that activity, different approach I put in that my responsibility. Instead of standing her up from the dining to the TV room, and now introduce a dance-like activity where all of us will still stand up and dance. It is still the same body movement. They are still making moves, and over the time. Now remember, we finished with the situation, the different approach strategy I brought. Now I want to tell them the positive outcome of that different approach that I brought. The residents enjoyed it so much, and over the time we found out her mobility have improved so well. The mobility have improved so well. You see, we still landed in the same thing. The goal is to improve her mobility, and for that the care plan states that we have to move her from the dining room to the TV room after breakfast, and during lunch she have to move from the TV room down to the dining room, and after that she have to move from the dining room to her room. In that way they are trying to improve her mobility. But after some time, I found that she's becoming so bored with the whole thing. So I re-strategized. I introduced a dance-like activity where I sing the song the resident loves so much, which is Kia Sarah Sarah. You can choose any song. Considering their age, you should know the type of song they like, or Elton John, anything. Now they love it so much that they are dancing. After a while, we found out her mobility have improved. Even other residents that we never knew they could sing or they could dance, everybody improved, and I was commended for that. You see, it's just as simple as that. Just know what to say. The story must not be true. As you are saying it, you are imagining what you would do if you have some such situation. You are telling them what you would do. You are painting the scenario yourself, and you are telling them what you would do. So another one, this could be a good one if you are going for a support worker interview. I noticed that my client or the resident is not eating properly. Even after preparing his or her delicious food, is not eating properly. So I went online and I searched about their meals and other things I can incorporate while preparing the meal. I found out some herbs which they are not allergic to, so I incorporated it in the meal to make that meal. After the first day, I found out the portion he ate was much better. I continued like that, and after some time I found that he has improved so well. He's not eating very well. I communicated with the line manager or my supervisor and told them, and they updated the care plan. So it all depends on the position you are going for. This question they can ask a healthcare assistant, a support worker, a senior healthcare assistant. So you just have to find something that will relate to the position you are going for and use it. Tell them story about that, and yes, you are good to go. Now look at this one I just said now. Trying to tell them how you have differentiate your personal approach, the way you do things all the time, how you have differentiate, still maintaining that already established care plan, not going against the care plan. Because if you're talking about adding some herbs to your client's meal, the client already have existing meal plan for him, the dietary restrictions and what he or she is allergic to is already stated there. I hope you know. Now, getting something, introducing a new thing, and still not going against those dietary restrictions or what they are allergic to is still very good. You went online to make that research, you incorporated it, and it turns out good. Okay, you communicated with your supervisor or with your manager and they commended you and the care plan was updated. You can use the same example in the care home. You find out that when you give this resident cornflakes in the morning with normal whole milk, they don't really drink it properly. This person don't really take it very well. So you fortified it. Instead of giving them the normal whole milk, you fortified it by adding powdered milk. Now it becomes more sweeter for them or whatever. And they're taking it very well. So just trying to tell them, this is something you have been doing on a regular basis. Now you re-strategize. You added something extra or something new and still arrive at the same thing they want to achieve without going against the care plan. This is, with all this example, you are trying to tell them that you are able to personalize a resident's care. You are able to identify a resident problem, and you are able to provide solution to these problems. Do you get? So it is as easy as that. If you understand it, you will know that it's easy. You understand? So the recruiter or whoever, the interviewing team, we know that this person is creative and this person is committed to the job and this person can also adapt. Those are good skills that is needed in this job. So yeah, whenever you go for interview and they ask you this question, tell us when you have differentiate in your personal approach of doing things, to do something and still be in accordance with the already established care plan. Tell us when you have differentiate your personal way of doing things in accordance to the care plan and it came out to be the same result. Just tell them a story. By what? First of all, in 3 steps. Telling them a situation. What is the situation? Telling them something that you have been doing and something you figured out, something that is not going on well. The second one, tell them your personal approach, how you approach that situation. This thing, I've been doing this thing this way. I used to give this woman wash every morning at 9 o'clock. But now, whenever I come to shower or give her, support her with personal care, she no longer appreciates it. She's no longer happy about it. So what I did was, I now serve her food, breakfast in her room. And after that, I will now offer to give her a wash or shower. And since I started doing that, it's very effective, and I still end up getting everything done. I still end up giving her breakfast and supporting her with personal care. I just give another example. You re-strategize. What I just said now is another example. So know where you are going to, and where you are coming from. Are you going from healthcare assistant to senior healthcare assistant? You should go with a story that will suit that position. For instance, if I'm going for a senior healthcare assistant, maybe I will tell them story like, okay, I have this resident of mine that is always difficult to have their medication. In fact, people find it very difficult to administer medication to them. So I found out that this resident loves juice. So instead of giving her the medication with water, I give her the medication with juice, diluted squash, or they are still fluid or liquid. And they just take it without knowing that they have taken it. I give them the medication and I hand them over the juice. I'm prompting them to have the medication and telling them to drink their juice. So they put it in their mouth and they drink the juice. The goal is achieved. So yeah, all these things, they are practical things we do on a daily basis, but they want you to explain it so they can see if you truly understand what this thing entails. So they want to see the commitment, they want to see the adaptability, they want to see the creativity, they want to see the skills in you. And you have those skills. I'm very sure you have those skills. All you have to do is to, when they ask you such questions, consume it, understand it, tell them story. Remember, it must not have happened. Like everything I'm telling you now, it's not okay, I might have the experience because I've been doing the job, or you might think you have not been doing the job. Copy everything I have said, master it, and give it to them. You will pass. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to drop your comment. If you have any question, put it down in the comment section. I am always happy and willing to help you. All the best in your job search and good luck in your interview.